In this module, we'll cover step 3 and 4 of the C section of our A3 report. And by the end of it, we will have a really well-defined problem, which, as the saying goes, will also be a problem half solved. So in step 3, what we're interested in doing is setting a goal. We didn't set a goal in step 1. You may feel like we did, like, oh, he's got to reduce 15 minutes. But the reality is, in any problem that we solve, eliminating it completely is pretty darn hard. And what we want to do is set realistic targets that move us closer and closer to goal. And so when we moved from just stating the problem to utilizing the tree diagram to focus around drive, we also scoped into an area of the problem that we think we can have the most impact on and get us closer to goal. But it doesn't mean we're going to knock out all 15 minutes, okay? And so we got to keep that in mind, and that's why step 3 is really setting the target, and we don't do it before we've done a little bit of current state evaluation. When we're setting a target, we should have a very simple statement. In this case, we've got Joe to reduce driving time by 8 minutes by July 15th, okay? So it should describe who, Joe. It should describe what needs to improve the driving time, by how much, 8 minutes, and by when, July 15th, okay? And we call that a SMART goal. It's specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, realistic, and time-based. So we know by when, by how much, and what area we need to go focus on. That's pretty much what you need to think about. This is another area where I would say setting targets, there's a bit of art there, and experience matters. So this is where you want to, again, use your coach to help you look at the target and go, is this a realistic target? Is this something that I think I can achieve? And is it meaningful for all the work that we've been doing to try and understand the problem and resolve it, okay? So now we add that to our A3 report, and we move on to step 4, which is root cause analysis. Now, we've talked through root cause analysis. You've practiced root cause analysis. This is definitely the meat of things. I understand the problem pretty well and the process pretty well. I have a general understanding of cause. I have a target. Now I have to go look at the causes that would allow me, if resolved, to meet that target. So I'm just looking for what effects, right, are related to which causes, and this is where I'm going to use my 5 whys analysis. A couple things on this. So 1, go back to the tutorial, go back to the templates that we've given you, utilize those in doing your 5 whys. 2, don't skip this. Your coach will make sure you don't skip it. But in general, in any kind of problem solving, too often I see people go from a simple process map or a cause and effect diagram and just start solving from there. And those are still kind of at a symptom level. They're too high a level for us to really go deep and resolve. We want to understand the underlying whys behind what we're seeing, so we solve it at the right level, right? And solve it for good, a sustainable solution. So if we look at Joe's drive to work, it's taking 8 minutes longer. Well, where is that 8 minutes being consumed? Joe's like, well, it's being consumed in traffic. And so we say, well, why is the traffic so bad? And Joe says, well, there's several construction zones that I have to go through. And by the way, that may have been illuminated by the run chart, right? We might have seen in a run chart, hey, Joe's not late. And then, oh my goodness, all of a sudden Joe's late all the time. What's going on? Well, construction is correlated with Joe's lateness. And so now we know that that's a significant problem. So we still aren't done. We're not going to necessarily eliminate the construction. So we might say, why is there so much construction there? And we can say, well, there's a lot of traffic on this road. This route is a popular route. People utilize it all the time. And so that potentially causes a lot of damage. And so why is there so much traffic on the route? Well, it's a good route for commuters. And why is it such a good route for commuters? Because this area around this specific route is densely populated. Okay, so now maybe Joe has to move. We don't know. We're not going to solve yet. But we can see that thread of alignment. And if we tried to just say, well, the drive time is taking too long, so you know what Joe can do? He can drive faster. Let's just go speed. What's the problem with that? It's dangerous. We could get speeding tickets. It's costly, right? And so that's why I said, don't skip this step, just taking the cause and going, well, driving is the cause, so Joe, drive faster. Get a car with a bigger engine. That's not a good solution. Do this next step of drilling deep through that root cause analysis that we taught you. Utilize that template so we can understand the much deeper reasons why we're having this problem. And again, also don't skip recognizing the relationship backwards, right? So the shortest route in a densely area, is that going to collect a lot of commuters? Yep, that is. The road damage, is more commuters going to cause more road damage on the road? Yep, it is. If there's more road damage on the road, does that mean more road construction? Yep. If we have more road construction, do we have more traffic? Yep. Okay, so those things, there's a strong causal relationship, and I'm going to have to go deep in here and fix something in this thread of causes if I want to get my 15 minutes back so that I can help my son or daughter with their history homework or their math homework or whatever it is, or get a little bit of extra sleep, okay? So that's step 4, and like I said, we're now at a point where the problem is really well defined, and therefore it's half solved even before we get into the solving, all right? So we'll cover solve in the next module.